What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with our Week 13 NFL preview and picks. And, we'll just get right into it here. Ethan, toughest week you've had all year, and maybe that'll be tough to beat, in all honesty.
Yeah, I hope I don't ever do that again. But, I learned more about the NFL from last week, and that's all I'm going to say. I think I'm going to have a really good week this week. So let's get right into it.
Yeah. And my sister last week
yeah.
came 8-7. She was off to a hot start, 3-0, and then cooled off. But her and my girlfriend are tied at 8-7, but not in last place, thanks to your friend AJ's horrific performance. Shout out AJ if he's watching.
Shout out to AJ.
And first before we talk about the games, we got to talk about teams on the bye week, and I'd say it's much needed for every single one of these franchises.
Yeah.
Rodgers with his toe. Panthers, who knows what's going on there. Browns, just a few injuries here and there, getting Hunt healthy, Baker healthy. And then the Titans need to regroup after it seems like they've just forgotten how to play football.
Yeah, the Titans have not looked good. I'm with you there. They all need this bye week this week. So.
And we are shooting this video after this Cowboys game. We did both take the Cowboys before the game started.
Yep.
And how you feeling, about this Cowboys win?
It's a big win for them, kind of a statement win. They didn't blow them out, but they've just played solid football the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Gallup looked really good again, and the offense looked good, so it's big for the Cowboys.
I agree. It may not be like a huge win, but I think it's a moral win on the inside for the Cowboys because they were kind of struggling as of late. That Thanksgiving Day game. They really should have won that one, but they kind of blew it themselves. And this win, would have kind of prevails them back up in the NFC East and the NFC. Just to 8-4, and Washington, they're starting to creep up there. They're looking pretty decent now, and they're starting to get guys healthy. So it could be a team, come playoff time in these last few weeks that might sneak in. But we'll start with our Sunday games, the games today. We got Bucks and Falcons, and I think this is a no-brainer for us. You got to go with the Bucks, and Brady without AB, and the whole COVID thing, whatever. Like they haven't had him since week 6, and they've been doing pretty good. So I don't think it's really a big loss right now. And obviously he'll be back healthier than ever. Of course, right in time for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have the Bucks in this one. And the last time Tom Brady faced the Falcons defense, he ended up putting up 5 touchdowns, 2 of them to Gronk. That was a big game for both of them. So expect the offense to go off today or Sunday. 11-point favorites. So that's a big win for them.
And kind of the same thing here, as the Bears are still rolling with Andy Dalton. And Kyler Murray is questionable, game time decision. Same with D-Hop. So you got to monitor that if you're in the fantasy football. Can't have be lacking in your lineup. But I think they're going to play. Murray's practiced all week, Hopkins here and there. And I just think they're really going to take it to the Bears. This Bears team, they finally got Montgomery back, but, they've barely used him because I guess they don't want to injure more. But, it's kind of Cardinals in a lock here.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Definitely going with the Cardinals, especially with Kyler Murray coming back this week. Expect the offense to go off this week, so taking the Cardinals.
And our first disagreement here, Bengals Chargers, and potential best game of the week, at least in the 1:00 slate.
I'm taking the Chargers in this one. I'll
Okay.
go ahead and explain this. I just think that they've been playing a little rough lately. Herbert last week throwing 2 or 3 interceptions. I think he's going to come back this week, play a lot better football. And I just think that offense is going to pop against the Bengals this week. That tough.
I believe that it's going to be a high-scoring game for sure. But I just think the Bengals are going to prevail because this year, it just seems like everything has sort of gone the Bengals' way. No one really thought this team would be 7-4 right now.
Right.
Everyone coming into the year was like, oh, how's Burrow going to play? Coming off his surgery, why didn't they draft linemen? And he's showing you why he doesn't need that lineman because he had that connection with Jamar Chase. And there's for me, and I think, he was a big influence on why they took Chase. Having a college teammate there, and it's really shown that connection, potential rookie of the year in Jamar. And I think that's going to be a key factor in this game. And I think, if you're starting Jamar Chase, this is a good matchup just because there's going to be lots of throwing and lots of points scored.
Yeah, and that Chargers defense has not been good this year at all.
But for sure, definitely, I would say the best game on at 1. And if you like high scoring games, this is the one for you.
Next we got the Vikings and the Lions. And as you guys know, last week we both picked the Lions, and there's one on a game-winning field goal. So we're not picking the Lions again. We're not making that mistake. We're going to take the Vikings and the obvious better team here.
I agree. I want to keep picking the Lions until they win, but I've done it for the last 3 weeks, I believe, and 0-3 still. So sometimes you got to put those things to rest. And they're probably going to win this week because we're not picking them. That's how it would work. That's how it works. And it seems like the Vikings would be the team to lose to the Lions just because, they've been really good and then really bad at sometimes.
Right.
But, if Kirk Cousins can keep playing top 10 quarterback football like he is now, I don't really see the Lions even having a chance come the second half.
The next game we got here is the Giants and Dolphins. We're both picking the Dolphins in this one. They've been playing a lot better. The defenses have looked a lot better. Tua's finally thrown the ball with a little bit of accuracy, and it's really shown with Jalen Waddle's stat lines lately. He's been one of the top wide receivers in fantasy football the last few weeks, and I expect it to continue this week, especially with the Giants being a very bottom-ranked defense. I expect them to score a lot of points this week.
Yeah, and I'm going with the Dolphins strictly because 1, they're at home. 2, they've been playing the best, football all year, and honestly, in quite a few years. And 3, they're on a 4-game win streak. At the beginning of the year or halfway through the year, we pretty much wrote off this Dolphins team. Playing that AFC East with the Patriots are hot, Bills are hot, and then you got the Jets, who may get you in a surprise win.
Right.
But I know the Dolphins' schedule has been a little easier these last few weeks, but still, they ripped off 4 in a row. And another win here, great chance that this Dolphins team puts themselves in a position to make a playoff spot. And I think they're going to get that win this week, and we're going to start having to talk about them in serious consideration for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And we got, another, I think, easy game, but this line has to be moved. I'm going to check it real quick because Jalen Hurts is downgraded to doubtful, I believe.
He was ruled out, I believe.
Is he?
Within 30 minutes ago, yeah.
So,
and Boston Scott's also questionable.
And the line right now is Philly 5. So it went down a little bit. They're still favored. But I think you just still got to roll with them because they got Miles Sanders finally back. And Minshew, I think, is going to come in and sling it around. It's his one start probably of the year. And the Eagles need this win bad, so there's no reason for them to not, just not do their game plan. And I think the Eagles are going to win big here.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't think it's going to be as much of a blowout, obviously, with Jalen Hurts being out. But I think they're going to do the things they need to do to win the game against the pretty bad Jets team.
And here we go again. What are the Colts going to do? What Colts team actually are you going to get? That's the real question, because this team plays like they're 10-2 or 2-10, and that's why they're at 6-6. An average team at best. Unfortunately, they've lost to the Bills, I believe, twice. I don't quote me on that. I know they've played and lost at the end once to them, and this game's in Houston. Houston, starting to be that team that's going to have to play spoiler. And they could pull it off here, but I just can't see it happening with all the weapons and Jonathan Taylor playing out of his mind the last few weeks. So give me the Colts.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts as well. I just think they're a better football team. Jonathan Taylor has serious considerations to be the MVP this year. So it's going to be a good one. Colts should win it though. I think it's closer than people think, but I'm taking the Colts.
And our first games of the 4 o'clock slate, and big game for both of these franchises. One, the Raiders got to keep up in the AFC West and AFC wild card. And two, Washington's got to keep up in the NFC East and the NFC wild card. So, both, let's say Washington wins here. Both teams sit at 6-6, and one's going up while the other's, slowly going out of the playoff race, and vice versa. And I think Heineke has started to play a lot better than he was even a month ago. Finally got Curtis Samuel and Lance Thomas back, which are huge. Your 2 and 3 options. JD McKissick is out, but I don't think that's going to matter because Gibson is a stud. And I'm rolling with Washington here on the road.
I disagree with you on this one. I'm going to be taking the Raiders. I just think that Derek Carr is having a great season. I think that the Washington football team's pass defense isn't great. I think he's going to exploit that this week. Also being quite a big game over in Las Vegas, I think the home crowd is going to be a big factor in the Raiders win this week.
And pretty much all I got to say here is an ugly win for the Rams. Going to be lopsided.
Yeah.
It should be lopsided at least. Stafford is kind of dealing with a few minor injuries. But I wouldn't really worry about it. Last week against Green Bay, he went into Green Bay and, pretty much lit up that defense, but unfortunately still got the loss. And the question mark is going to be, if they can keep that up. With Henderson, I believe he's just questionable. I don't think they've ruled him out or doubtful or anything right now. But I'm expecting him right now to play, and I think he's going to have a big day on the ground.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams as well. I think that it's going to be a big game for Matthew Stafford. I think the offense is going to be a lot better this week, and it's going to help your fantasy team out when you have all these wins. So, big Rams win big here.
And your Steelers in the game, or the prime time game of the day. I think this game is going to be another blowout, unfortunately. The Steelers, just announced today that Big Ben, he's pretty much calling it quits, at least with the Steelers after this year. And, they're going to obviously want to make the playoffs for him in his last year. But I think they're just up against too tall of a task right now with the Ravens with a better record, Bengals with a better record, and Browns that are right around Steeler territory. Someone's got to come in last place. And right now I would say it's the Steelers. So for this game, you got to go with the Ravens and Lamar on the road, playing, really good football right now.
I would like to change my pick to the Steelers because I just think that big primetime football. Yep, do it right now. Make it in writing.
Steelers. There it is.
Primetime football game of the week. Steelers Ravens. We're at home in Heinz Field. I just think Ben announcing the retirement. It's just going to be a big game for Ben, big game for the defense, and Steelers going to get a win. That's all I'm saying. It's maybe biased, but let's go Steelers.
And another 425 game. If you're not if you're an NFC fan, we'll say, this could be a trip-up game for the 49ers. Seahawks still have a lot to prove right now, especially Russ. There's all these talk shows this week. Is Russ done in Seattle after this year? Is Russ past his prime? Well, I still think Russ is going to have a great day here. 49ers have been shaky at times, but the 49ers will pull it out at the end. I would say at a last drive kind of win to pretty much eliminate the Seahawks from the playoffs and just bolster the Niners' chances of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Russell Wilson's going to have a big game, but it's not going to be enough. The Niners have just been running the ball way too effectively, moving the ball down the field, all their weapons. They've just been playing really good football. So I'm going to take the Niners. I'm confident in this one.
And at night, we're closing it out with the Chiefs and Broncos. And I believe whoever wins this game is the division leader, depending on the Chargers game as well. And the Raiders too. The whole division is really close. But Chiefs are going to keep sole what's the word I'm looking for?
Possession, sole possession.
Possession, yeah. Sole possession of first place with a big win here. The line at 10 is kind of high to me. I feel like this game could be a little closer than 10 points. I would stay away from that if you're betting on this game, but Mahomes will have another big day. You know, he had a bad week before the bye. So I expect him to come out of the bye, you know, light it up and really show that this Chiefs team is back and better than ever.
Yep, I'm with you there. I think their offense is going to be really explosive this week. I mean, that Broncos defense is really good, but at the same time, you got to take the Chiefs in this one. Mahomes is what 8-0 against the Broncos,
Yeah,
so
7
pretty
and 0, I
safe.
think, but
7-0, yeah,
will be 8 now probably.
yeah. So I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one.
And our last game of the week, Patriots Bills, and you know, I've just started to realize that this Patriots team, I think, might be better now than they were with Brady in the last few years, if I'm gonna be honest. Trading Stephon Gilmore away is still, you know, a questionable move for me, as he's a top 10, maybe top 5 corner in this league. And apparently Bill Belichick knows what he's doing because this team has gotten only better since he's departed. Mac Jones, potential rookie of the year, big favorite right now for that. And I think he's really going to win the award in this game. That's why I'm going with the Patriots here. I know he's kind of checked down Mac, and I think he's going to have to air it out here late, and he's going to lead a game-winning drive to beat the Bills in the fourth quarter.
Wow. I like that prediction. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. I think it's going to be close, like you said, but I'm going to take the better quarterback in that situation. So I'm going to pick the Bills, Josh Allen leading the drive down the field against the Patriots to win Monday Night Football at home. I just think the Bills are a better team. More explosive. The Patriots might be a better team, but I think the more explosive team is going to win on Monday night. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Bench Buddies are out. Peace.
She never called back.